Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We've got Mountain Culture's 5th birthday beers. They did all up, I think they did 5 or 6. I'm not sure, but 2 of them were brand newies, and they're the 2 I'm doing tonight. And then the rest were like rebrews of like classics. I've done most of them already on the channel, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyable. I thought with the new ones, I'll do both of them together. And yeah, one of them's an oat cream IPA. It's called Leap of Faith. It's at 6.6%. There's a little, and the artwork on this one's pretty sick because it's got the like the 5 like limited release brews that they first come out with. Like you've got, yeah, like each one's a different beer that they come out with back in the day, which is pretty cool. Yeah, 6.6% oat cream IPA. And yeah, Mountain Culture, one of my favourite Aussie breweries out of the Blue Mountains, which is like west of Sydney. So yeah, that's the first one I'm going to do. And then the second one, she's a big boy. This is the name on it. So it's called Roman Candle for starters. But yeah, listen to the description on it. Quintuple dry hopped thiolized double New England IPA with Dyna Boost and Hopkeef. What a mouthful that is. 8%. So yeah, it's going to be quite complex, I think. I thought stuff it. I've had a pretty rough week at work, to be honest. Today was probably even worse than yesterday. So I'm really keen for a couple of beers. So I think doing 2 on this review is going to work out very well. And yeah, one of them's 8%. So good night to me. So yeah, we'll obviously start with the smaller one. So yeah, Leap of Faith Oat Cream IPA, 6.6%. And I've got my hashtag proper glassware. I've got a heap of Mountain Culture glasses. This is one of my favourites. One of the sort of reasonably newer ones. Looks cool with the coloured logo. Cheers, Rob. Good to see you, brother. I've just knocked off work and had a worse night tonight than last night. Thankfully, one night left, and then I've got a week and a half off. I don't know if I can go on. Anyway, let's pour it, shall we? And yeah, hope everyone's had a reasonably decent day. I mean, it is only early in the UK and the US, especially the US. It's only morning. Geez, this looks good in the glass. Woohoo! And annoyingly, in the camera, the color isn't right, but in reality, it looks absolutely immaculate. It's that vibrant in between yellow and orange, bright, like just looks so bloody good. But yeah, in my camera, it looks pretty average. It's about a 4 to 5 finger head. Looks quite thick. Probably mild carbonation. The head on it looks awesome. It's just got that real smooth and creamy appearance to it. Yeah, I'm going a whiff. Not sure what hops are in them. I could probably have a quick look. Yeah, on this one it says it's a combination of all like they've picked the best parts of all 5 of those beers. So who knows what's in it. Cheers, Drewy. Good to see you, brother. I'm doing another early one for you. Matt, good to see you, brother. Yeah, I honestly feel it's one of those beers that would be better with a little bit of age. I think straight up it was too intense. Good to see you, mate. Haven't seen you for a while. It's always good too when you chime in on like Aussie beers and you've had them or you're about to have them. Oh yeah, what? How long till you get off, dude? It's probably in the middle of the night for me. I mean, if it's within the next few hours, I might stay up. But yeah, I'm keen for a few beers, but see what happens. It's been a very rough. Well, it's only Tuesday, right? And I feel like I've had one of the worst weeks of my career, and I've only worked 2 afternoons so far. It's like, what's going on? Anyway, let's go in for a whiff. And yeah, as I said, it sounds like they've sort of picked out like I don't know, 5 good characteristics from 5 of those original limited releases. So it doesn't actually go into detail about what hops or anything. Anyway, to my time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll see what's happening, dude. Because I was also thinking about doing beer and cheese with Beer Man. Depends on what time it is though, because I obviously work afternoons. I've got one more shift and then boom. I can't wait for that Thursday. I'm just gonna get loose. Anyway, whiff time. Cheers. Whew, plenty going on. I'm getting like passion fruit and guava. I feel like it's very strong. There's like a real sort of tangy, like tart sort of fruit. Might be like a touch of mango. It smells tropical, if anything, but it also like it smells a little bit grassy. As far as the base goes, I'm just getting like white bread. But yeah, it's got sort of like a sweet tart aroma. Might even have like a touch of berry, perhaps. As far as citrus goes, like maybe some grapefruit, but to be honest, I'm just getting a lot of sweetness. Hmm. But yeah, I feel like it's like mango, guava, passion fruit. I'm not really getting pineapple. And maybe grapefruit, maybe some orange. But yeah, it's like sometimes you'll get this big sweet sort of kick. I quite often with range beers, I get a lot of sweetness, especially like their citrusy. I sort of get like this sherbety candy sort of vibe. But with this, I'm getting like I don't know. You know how sometimes you'll have like some sort of passion fruit, maybe a slice or like an ice cream or something, and it's got that slight tartness from the passion fruit. That's sort of what I'm getting. Anyway, time to drink. Cheers, boys. Look at that head. Looks real like just pillowy. like a like the Qantas 747's just departing Melbourne for London, and it's about to ascend through the clouds. Quite refreshing on this warm night. And yeah, it's quite muggy here tonight. Like that's been another killer at work is with all this machines playing up, and there's had to be like an element of more sort of physical work because of machinery playing up. It's been really hot at work as well, so it's been a little bit uncomfortable for people. It's got this like smooth and creamy mouthfeel, but a little bit of sort of like prickly carbonation as it goes down. There's very little bitterness. Sweetness is sort of up front. But yeah, as I said, like that with this like these fruity characteristics, I'm getting like this sort of like a tart, zesty, like sort of zingy. I don't know how you it's hard to describe. It's not like lemon and lime or anything like that. I just feel like it's like a tart tropical note. Bloody dogs in the background making noise. Shut up. Go out and get a job, boys. Earn me some money. It's time to start earning your keep. That's what I want to come back as in my next life as a spoilt dog. Just chills at home, goes for strolls, goes for swims at the beach, gets fed, doesn't have to pay taxes, doesn't work. Must be good. The only shit thing is you only live for like 10 to 15 years. As far as like ABV goes, it probably drinks like it's about what it's at, like that sort of mid sixes, 7. I do like the fact that like it packs a punch with flavour. Because sometimes you'll get like an IPA like this that's sort of a lower ABV and they can be a bit like subdued. There's certainly no shortness of characteristics from the hops. Cheers, Disco. What's happening, mate? Actually, it's just turned Wednesday here. Hump day. My last day of work for a week and a half. Coming right at you. Which reminds me too, I've just remembered that my bank card expires in November, so I better get on to the new one. You know when they send you out a new one and you're like, oh, I can't be fucked going through with it just because you got to update all your details online and like everything's electronic now, so it takes forever to update everything. Yeah, so I've sort of held off on it. Now I'm like, shit. It's pretty much everything you pay for is like everything's like uploaded and goes through automatically. I miss the days of just paying shit with cash. Just I don't know, there's so many problems with electronic and just keeping tabs on you. It's like you can't get away with anything these days. The only thing you can get away with is when you go to the supermarket and you put through an onion as a brown onion instead of a red, and oh, I just saved 10 cents. That'll fix them. How dare they make me pack my own groceries? I used to pack groceries when I was a little kid. Now I've got to fucking still do it, and I'm middle aged. Hmm. I reckon the more I'm drinking it, I'm getting like a stone fruit, like a peach note. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that tartness, that tropical flavor, like that. Yeah, it's like sweet and tart. I feel like it's straight away. I sort of thought like passion fruit and guava. But yeah, mango's probably the other one. I did say mango as well, but I sort of said that later on. I know they had a mango forward beer as one of their first releases, and yeah, it's probably a lot of that in this. It was a beer he did for because DJ was a brewer in the US before he come to Australia. He worked for Oscar Blues, but I'm pretty sure this mango beer that he perfected was for a smaller craft brewery. I reckon they were in like North Carolina or somewhere. I'm pretty sure that's where he's from, North Carolina. Because I reckon I'm pretty sure Oscar Blues are from like Colorado, but I reckon they have a North Carolina brewery as well. And I know he's friends with like Burial and a few other sort of breweries in that area. I know he used to I know he used to love getting around on the BMX and smoking a bit of grass and all that shit. He's a good boy. I love DJ. Cheers, g'day. Good to see you. Love your name. How you doing, brother? Always see you popping up in like where do I see you? Beer Man's chats? Maybe Bumpy? Yeah, boy. Yeah, that'll be good. We'll organise something. We'll have a little maybe we'll have a Citra IPA night. Your favourite hop slop. Nah, come up with I don't know, maybe a little theme and we'll get around it. Yeah, beer man, that's it. It's just I've got a few people like now that I've said that I've got a bit of time off work and back to reality with the time zone and stuff. Like, yeah, got a couple of people saying, "Oh, let's do something together." So, like, I'm real keen. It'd be good. I've got a heap of beers coming too, so it's that bad, guys. This is definitely like first world problems. It's that bad every December for me that I consider buying a new fridge. And last year I should have pulled the trigger and I didn't. And now it's got to this year, I'm like, fuck, why didn't I buy a fridge last year when I was going to? Because I've just got this one huge fridge and it sits out in my shed and everything goes in that, like most of my food, like the freezer and it's real good, like all my beers, but it's got like it's really old, so it's like really well made in that, but it's got like old school fixtures on the bottom. And when I first moved into this place, I was worried it was going to scratch the floor, so I've just always left it in the shed. And it gets to a stage, especially when it's cold and wet and that, you're like, I can't be fucked going out the shed just to get shit from the fridge. And I ended up buying a second-hand fridge off another guy. And like it was real good at first, but then it kept fluctuating in temperature and it was like spoiling food for me and beers and stuff. And I'm like, nah, I gotta fuck that off. So yeah, next week, remind me, everyone here, remind me, Sammy, you've got to buy a new fridge, you fuckhead. I just want a fridge that sits in my kitchen, medium size. Don't care about the freezer because I've got a good freezer in the one out the back. I just want a fridge so I can keep just the bare essentials in there, but I've got enough room for all these Advent beers in both fridges because at the moment I've got 3 Advent boxes, all hyped beer, and they're sitting in a warm lounge room, so it can't be good. So it's like the sooner I buy this fridge, the better. And yeah, like I feel like this week and a half off work, I'll go price them and I'll sort it out. I'm sure you are. Nah, good to see you here, mate. Cheers, Tater. Speaking of other people that are quite often popping up in the beer streams, it's good to see you, brother. But yeah, this beer has gone to my head somewhat. Very, very drinkable. Yeah, it's sort of. I feel like it drinks even more than what it is, just because it's real punchy with flavour. Like it's almost like it almost drinks like a double IPA, but it's only single. But yeah, quite a decent beer. And as Matt said, so Matt's a fellow Australian. He lives near where these guys are based. Um, he said early in the stream that the beers are probably going to drink better now than what they did fresh. And just based on this one, I'd have to agree. But the next one's definitely going to be the tester because it's big bloody. What was it again? A quintuple dry hopped thiolized double New England IPA with Dyna Boost and Hopkeef. Try saying that within 2 seconds. So what I might do, I'll leave a little bit left of that one. And we all know what that's going to be for later on. I'll finish the rest of what's in the glass. And then we'll move on to old mate. So yeah, pretty cool. The old birthday beer. But yeah, what a mouthful of jargon that is. Science. So yeah, all these terminologies, they're like additives to build up the hop characteristics pretty much. You've got a mixture of 3 different things. And to be honest, I'm not sure of what all of them are, but I know thiolized is normally your grape skin powder. So that goes really well with especially a lot of New Zealand hops. I'm pretty sure Dyna Boost is like a liquid. I could be wrong. Hopkeef, I'm not sure of. But yeah, a lot of jargon. Yeah, true. As far as like in Australia, dude, I mean, most Advent boxes are shit, but my favorite bar is like phenomenal when it comes to like good quality craft. and they put out. They're renowned for this advent box every year. It's just like the bee's knees, and it gets a lot of hype online. Like everyone loves talking about it, and I've been getting it since it started. So it's one of those things I'm going to get every year without fail. And then Mountain Culture is in these guys I'm reviewing now. Their advent boxes hype every year. It's just got all this shit that you wouldn't normally get. Like they sort of push the boundary with some of the beers they brew, and yeah, it's like I don't know. I get as much as it hurts December, especially because I'm busy at work most of the time. But I pump out like 2 or 3 beers every night just for these advent calendars, and it gets tiring because I don't know. I'm one of those people. I don't mind like maybe 1 beer a night, but there's a lot of times before I started reviewing, especially I'd only really drink on weekends or maybe one weeknight. So over December, when you're having 2 or 3 beers every day, it's like by January I'm fucked. Yeah. Yeah, so like a particular style of hop, like the way it's produced. Yeah. Yeah, as far as the Tasman beers go, Matt, I'm gonna review all them together because I've as far as those Tasman beers go, I've just been getting them in mix packs, like the mix four. So I think I'm up to 3 at the moment, and I think I've drank 2 out of the 3, like just the one can, but I've saved them. So I want to do the 4 of them in a review together. That'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, whereabouts are you based, dude? Yeah, the old Rivet Lager. You see that all the time. It's in the blue. It's funny because $34 a carton. A lot of Americans would be like, "Oh, that's not even cheap. That's expensive." And in Australia, that is like dirt cheap. Most your macros like double that price at the moment. Yeah. Whew. My email's playing up at the moment, so I'm probably missing a lot of them. One beer I want to try again, brother, is the Double Red. I haven't had it for ages. I've got he might even be in the chat at some stage soon, but Adam from Mersey Beers, he's going to come out to Australia next year, and we're trying to organise beers for each other to like just stuff that we couldn't normally get. So he's going to bring stuff out for me to try that I wouldn't be able to get, and then I'll give him stuff to take home and that. And I feel like Mountain Culture's Double Red is an absolute banger, and he's a massive fan of reds. So I'm like, fuck, I need to get like when he comes out here, I'd love to get a fresh batch of that because I know he'd love it. Another one I feel like that would be awesome is Back to Cali if I can get that fresh because Craig from Kent Beer Reviews, who you also see in the chat, he's a massive Westie fan like me, and at the moment, I think Back to Cali's drinking unreal. It's probably one of the best Westies in the country. So yeah, I'd love for Adam to be able to share that with Craig. But yeah, it's going to be awesome just to come up with some beers for him to take back. Cheers, Paul, brother. Good to see you, dude. WA, yep. Yeah, I've been hanging out with the WA fella lately. you've probably seen him on YouTube, Scotch Down Under. I mean, he's more of a spirits guy, but he does like beer nights and that as well. And yeah, me and him get on pretty well. I feel like we're gonna do some stuff together in the future. Yeah, I think he popped into one of my chats the other day and he's talking about how we should do like a sour beer night. I'm like, fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, oh, yeah. See, I had Be Kind Rewind. I had that recently, and that was absolutely banging. It's like those limited releases, those classic ones. They're hyped for a reason because you go back and have them. Even like someone like me that has every single Mountain Culture limited release, you go back and have some of those classics, and you're like, they're classics for a reason. They stand out because a lot of these other ones, like, I mean, they're good, but there's just something about those ones that blew our minds in the early days. They still stand out even today. Like, and a lot of it's just simplicity. Like I feel like today, some of the breweries are just going too far with all this experimental shit. It's like just keep it simple, stupid. Come on. Anyway, that first one is down, apart from the little bit in the can. So here we go. Check out this for a mouthful, Paul. You ready? Quintuple dry hopped thiolized double New England IPA with Dyna Boost and Hopkeef. Would that make you want to buy it, or would you just walk away and go dead to me? I'll be honest, if it was a brewery I wasn't familiar with and I seen all that shit, I'd be like, pretentious. But yeah, as Matt said, I reckon this beer is going to drink very well now. It's probably at its peak. I'm trying to think of an athlete now that's sort of at their peak that I can compare it to. Who would be at their peak now in the sports world? Maybe Steph Curry, Justin Jefferson from the Minnesota Vikings. Get around him. So, in the camera, looks like shit, but doesn't look like that in reality. It's got more of an orange color to the last one. The last one was sort of that in between yellow and orange. It's just got that vibrant, bright orange. The head is probably forefinger, just sticking to the glass. It looks like it's full bodied. Carbonation's light. It's got that full haze. It it looks really good, to be honest. Yeah, boy. Cheers, dude. Good to see you. Yes. Eric, do you get into like I was listening to Parkway Drive before. Do you get into like much of the sort of metalcore stuff? Like obviously I've got ties to Parkway Drive because they're Aussies and shit, but Yeah, I was just watching some live footage and some doco stuff, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I love these guys. I just love that they're from the most fucking, I don't know, it's like one of the most picturesque beach towns in the world, and it's like known for fucking yuppie, like coffee drinking, Instagram influencer girls, all that shit. And here you go, you just get these fucking group of decent dudes. They're just dudes like me, and they fucking doing like screamo shit and playing like fucking heavy drop C riffs, and that's awesome. Yeah. So you sort of liked him in the early days, but not now. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's another band I like too. Who else? Who else would you say is sort of in that scene? There's so many fucking genres of metal. Yeah. See, I love the change ups where they go from like fucking real hard and heavy to like melodic and that, but a lot of people don't like that. Each to their own. When it comes to metal music, there's so many genres I love. Like it's just such a broad spectrum sort of thing. God forbid rule. Anyway, I better smell this beer and give some notes. I better pour some more. We've got to get it up a little. Got to get it up. Okie dokie. Whiff time. It's very complex like that first beer. But this one, I'm definitely getting passion fruit and pineapple. It's got that same like white bread base, but this one's like probably elevated a bit more. I'm not getting sort of any piney or grassy character. It's yeah, there's a lot of sweetness in this. Mango, orange, like tangerine. The pineapple's actually quite prominent. It's got that smell like, yeah, when you get Idaho 7, real fresh. Hmm. But yeah, top down, just looking at it, you're like, ooh, I'm about to go through those clouds into that nice amber fluid. It's definitely creamy. Alex would love that. Maybe even a touch of lime on this one. Love me some lime. And yeah, just like on smell with this one as opposed to the other, like it's similar, but you can sort of tell that the ABVs are like a bit stronger. I feel like, yeah, I reckon there'd be some Nelson in this. I'm getting that like slight white wine character, but also that diesel that you sometimes get. You're definitely getting white grape anyway. But yeah, enough smelling, enough talking. Sammy, just fucking drink the beer. Cheers. Mouthfeel elite. Whew. Very full bodied, smooth and creamy. Got a dog behind me itching like a motherfucker. Yeah, there's a touch of berry there, like a white or a green berry, a dingleberry. Brekkie beer, fuck yeah. Yeah, diesel, fill me up. Oh, speaking of Eric, I might have access to some treehouse beers. I needed some guidance. There was a list of about maybe 12, and I was like, if I'm gonna, I just wanted to pick out maybe two or three from that 12. So I was going to see some of you guys that have sort of drank them regularly to see what you thought. One that I probably was going to lock in was Emperor Julius. I don't know if you've had that, like whether you think it's pretty rad or not. There was these milky ones, like milky, is it milky green and milky hay? So I was like, they must be like oat cream IPAs, I'd say. I really wanted to try a stout from Treehouse, but my guy that gets them, he only tends to go for just your IPAs. It's like, try get some other stuff from him, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool to do like a review with you, dude. Yes. It's just like really thick. And that's one thing, like, yeah, mountain culture definitely stand out with that thick mouthfeel, that full body. And when it comes to the US scene, Fidens is one that comes to mind that just always has that epic mouthfeel. And that's sort of what mountain culture are like. I just wish all my US and UK peeps could try beers like this and just be like, Australia's got it going on. I don't I don't fucking get excited over them for nothing. I have tried many beers from many regions, and I hold these guys in very very high company. Yeah, I think last time I got it was the King Julius, but it was the one that had about 45,000 fucking J's and S's. But yeah, this time around, Emperor Julius was available, and I remember I think Drewy and maybe Bumpy and maybe John and Nelly. Just a couple of people that come to mind that had tried it and they all loved it. So I was like, I got to pull the trigger on that one. Yeah, I know. It's a damn shame. That's the sort of shit I've been wanting to do for years, dude. as lame as it is, I sort of love it. Like it's funny when they just add about 400 letters to a name just to make it different. But yeah, look at that lacing. Woo. Ooh, yeah. Good shit. And yeah, that logo. So it's sort of like the mix between mountains and a cockatoo's head, which is pretty cool. I did love the fact when they did the recent collaboration with Green Cheek, and Green Cheek's got the bird as their symbol, and then they combined the two birds. That was awesome. And then for their promo, they the girl at Mountain Culture's just going up to her staff and slapping them in the face with like green paint. It's fucking awesome. They're like real characters at Mountain Culture too, which makes them even better. You gotta love that Aussie banter, boys and girls. So I always go to say like, "Oh, who's drinking? What have you got in your glass?" It's like what 8:30 a.m. in America, 1:30 p.m. in the UK. It's not too bad, but yeah, when it's a weekday, it's a bit different. Yeah, going down very well. And you can definitely taste that this one's a little bit more boozy. Quintuple dry hopped. Oh, yeah. So I feel a cuvee coming on at the end, but I'm going to pour a little more in my glass. We've got to have an even spread for the cuvee. Yep, that's about right. But yeah, I'm not going to lie, it feels good just relaxing on my old recliner and talking trash to some mates because it was pretty tough at work today. So I'm feeling quite content and happy with my life right now. Cheers, g'day. Thanks for chiming in, brother. You'd be stinking hot over in WA, I'd imagine. Not sure if you're in the north or the south or where, but it definitely gets hot in even in Perth because you're sort of up a lot higher than people think. Yeah. It's always like for me, dude, it's always there's always a heap of mountain culture in the fridge. Banks is another one, and then sometimes range. And then the rest is like a mixture of like different Aussie breweries, but normally only like one or two cans. Actually, another brewery that features highly is Garage Project. Quite often I'll have a few of theirs. I love Boat Rocker too, but they just don't pump out enough like of the awesome limited releases. So there'll be times where I got heaps of their shit, but then other times I haven't sort of bought anything for a while. Nah, it's not a quad IPA. It's like quintuple dry hopped. It's only a double New England IPA, 8%. But yeah, quintuple dry hopped. So they've dry hopped it 4 times. Thiolized, and then yeah, added the Dyna Boost. I've seen the Dyna Boost. It's in this little sort of bottle, and they like pour it, and it's like a liquid. Hop Keef. No. Coopers are like, I don't know, it's sort of hard to explain. They're Aussie owned, they're a family brewery, but they're like a macro. They're sort of, if you were to say they're craft, they're like macro craft, but they're not really craft because they're fucking huge, and they got all these contracts, and they'll brew like your Buds and your Millers and a lot of those American beers in Australia. So they've got all the contracts to all that other shit. So yeah, in my eyes, they're certainly not craft. And yeah, it's fucking frustrating that just about anyone thinks Aussie beer is like Foster's or Cooper's. Foster's, for one, you can't even get in Australia rarely, and it's brewed in every other country but here. And then Cooper's is just like a shit example of what we are. You love the hop slop disco, don't you, lie? You want to. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, no good. Too pissed. A hep. Would a heptuple be 8? What was it? Quintuple. Quintuple's 4. Hep. Now I'm really testing my brain. What would 10 be? 10 dry hopped. If it's quintuples 4. I'm sure heptuple would be 8. Like a heptathlon. Deck. It'd be deck, wouldn't it? Deck-tuple. 10 dry hop. God. And they've probably got a fucking, what's that fucking diner called that Outback? They've probably got an Outback steakhouse next door. Deck tuple. That's funny. We should have a disco deck tuple beer. Only featuring Citra. You've got to put in 10 doses of Citra just to get it right. You're a bad man, Disco. Yeah, it's a crazy world. Sometimes you'll have shit and you'll be like, I'm not going to like this at all. And oof, you're like, hang on, this just turned a leaf, and then there'll be something you expecting to be rad, and it's fucking shit. But yeah, one thing I highly encourage people to try is terpenes in beer. That's my jam at the moment. Obviously, I'm a West Coast IPA fan, so it makes a bit of a difference, but I don't smoke either. But one, if you're a smoker, and when I say smoker, as in smoke the green. Two, if you like dank and bitter. Three, if you like West Coast IPAs. And maybe four, if you just like experimenting and trying new stuff. Give terpenes a go because, yeah, I'm massively impressed by them. It's my, out of all the science in beer at the moment, a lot of it's sort of I frown upon, but yeah, terpenes have really hit the spot for me. Like I love it. Turpentine. It's spelt like, and what it is it's like just think of like cannabis strains. That's sort of, you get like a very dank, resinous, oily, like characteristic, like what you do with cannabis. So cannabis and hops are like first cousins, so there's a lot of similarities there. And terpenes sort of like, it's almost like it brings them together. So you're getting all the weedy, dank, resinous sort of qualities you do with, yeah, cannabis, but you're not getting like the THC. And it's just something like, I actually really enjoy it. Like, I'm not a smoker, but when I've had it in West Coast IPAs, like, I absolutely love it. It's awesome. I am a scholar. Nah, just one of those things. Like, yeah, it's there's so many experimental things in beer, and when it comes to like, yeah, like obviously all it takes is just drinking, trying new stuff, or keeping your finger on the pulse and researching a bit, and yeah. There's times where I feel like my knowledge is pretty rad, and then it'd be like, nah, there's people out there that know way more than what I do. But yeah, like for example, I had yeah, Baz from All the Beer No Idea. I don't know if anyone knows him, but he was talking about what makes like a beer tuber legend. And we were talking about all the different things, and he goes, "Oh, to be a decent beer tuber, you have to have done it for like, I don't know, like 10 years or something." I'm like, fuck, that's a bit extreme. I'm like, I mean, I don't consider myself a legend, but as far as knowledge goes, I feel like my knowledge is up there. Like, because I've drank craft beer since 2012. I know my shit, but I just didn't start a channel till like pretty much this year. So it's like, yeah, you need to cut some people some slack. And he goes, "Oh yeah, you make a good point. Like, yeah, if you've been drinking beers for that long, but you haven't started the channel for ages, yeah, it's probably fair enough." But yeah, obviously when it comes to legend status, it's the ones that have been around for ages, like, but also have decent knowledge and like, yeah, there's so many different aspects. The thing I come up with, as I said, you got to have like a good character, like good banter, good personality, friendly, like interacting with people. Also, like you got to have some sort of knowledge. You got to be trying a diverse array of products, not just drinking the same old shit. And then what else did I say? I had a heat, like I had about five different sort of dot points, and yeah, it was pretty cool the way we come up with the different stuff. Alex, yeah, you're you're a saint. That's his new one lately. He keeps saying you're a saint. Yeah, it's in the eye of the beholder. It was pretty much, yeah, yeah, instead of like what makes a beer tube a legend, it was pretty much just like what makes your favorite sort of beer tuber. Oh yeah, another one, like one of the ones that stands out the most. like, would it be a person you'd love to have a drink with in real life? And it's like, fuck yeah, that's very important. Because yeah, there could be some guy that you like watch, and you're like, oh yeah, they know their shit. Like they drinking this stuff, they're drinking that, but you might look at him and think, oh nah, what a flog. There's no way I'd want to hang out with him. Yeah. In all honesty, like there's probably so many people out there that think the same as me, but I honestly think his knowledge is trash. I think he doesn't really know that much. Like, yes, he has a lot of followers, and he tries. I don't know. He tries to diverse beers and that, but the only time he really pushes the boundaries and tries stuff that's a little bit out there is when people supply beers for him. Most of the time, he's just buying like supermarket trash and criticizing and going, "Oh, craft beers aren't what they used to be," and all this shit. And it's like, well, you're drinking fucking shit. Go to the brewery and drink real beers. Like, yeah, like I honestly think, and I don't care who hears this, but I don't think his knowledge is great at all. I think he's pretty average for how long he's been doing it for. I think he should know a lot more. There's far better people to watch if you want like knowledge and guidance as to where to which breweries to drink and what styles. And he's a bit of a showman, and he's got that character and he plays up on it, and good on him for doing that. But yeah, as far as knowledge goes, I think it's pretty average. I reckon if you had him doing blind tasting with like maybe like Rob from Hopzine, or yeah, like people like Disco, or like yeah, just a heap of different of the UK's, like Rob from Bramall, like yeah, I reckon I reckon he'd struggle. He'd have no idea what he's doing. Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, in all honesty, in the UK, it's cringy as fuck. But some of the like, I've noticed a bit of a trend. Some of the upcoming ones too, the ones that are starting to get a heap of views, and yeah, they're I don't know, they're playing that sort of character, and their knowledge, and that's definitely not up there. They're just it's almost like an Australian bogan, but in UK form. There's a couple that I could reel off, but I'm not going to name names. But yeah, there's a few beer tubers out there that get all these views, and I'm like, but at the end of the day, that's not what it's about for me. Like, I couldn't give a fuck. Cheers, Chris, brother. Good to see you. And yes, dead to me. Hope you're well, dude. I had a fucking terrible day at work. I've had two shit days in a row. I've got one more, and then I've got a week and a half off. So I'm like, fucking goodbye. Don't want to see you cunts again. I gotta go forage. I've got to go forage for lunch, boys. I'm just going down the local sand dunes. I'm going to try and find some seaweed, and I'm gonna. Nah, good on you, dude. Thanks for chiming in. Pardon me. What are you thinking of lunch? Have you got any ideas as to what you're going to go for? I'm hungry now that you say that, and I have nothing. The only thing I think, in the cupboard would be some crumpets. I could have crumpets with Vegemite. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is, dude. It's like, obviously, we've been having people problems for a while. Just, yeah, like huge staff turnover. Just don't even get me started on the young ones. You get the occasional one that's decent, but 80% of them are fucking useless. Let you down, make you have to work harder when you've been there and done all the fucking graft yourself, and you got to still do it. But yeah, we're having a lot of machinery problems now too. It's like you can't fucking win. So yeah, it's like, and yeah, I don't know what. Probably shouldn't be talking about it on my own channel, but fuck it. When it comes to like management and stuff, I'm at that like in between sort of thing. I obviously have people above me, but I run crews and shit myself. But like most of the people that are above me, I feel like in my head they're below me, if you get what I mean. So I could obviously do their job probably 10 times better than what they can, but I choose not to because I don't want to be like a puppet of the system sort of thing. I'm sort of at the highest level where I've still got a lot of control and don't have to put up with too much of the bullshit. So yeah, it's like it can be very, very difficult when you go to work and you got to put up with certain things and you're like, you know that you could fix it, but like you sort of got to just bite your tongue. And that's what it's been like for the last few weeks. Hmm. We're not always intelligent and big, bold as Sammy. Cheers, brother. Thanks for chiming in. Oh, fuck yeah. That would have been good. That's good. That's something I haven't heard of for a while. I like it. A little bit different. Yeah, it is a little UK-ish. It's like I may as well have said I'm having English muffins. Chicken and cheese. Ooh. Jagman, how the fuck are you, brother? Good to see you. To see there's plenty of people in the chat, and I like the fact that I mean at the moment it's definitely more UK just because of the time, but there's been a lot of US contingency as well. It's a good spread, boys and girls. I like it. And as far as beers go, Jagman, this one might be a little bit strong for your palate. Just the lazy 8%. It's a quintuple dry hop thiolized double New England IPA with Dyna Boost and Hopkeef. I should sell that for him. What a fucking load of fucking shit that is. But nah, good beer. So Mountain Culture's just turned 5. And yeah, the 2 beers I've done tonight are their 2 birthday beers. They did a heap of other re-releases, but these were the 2 new ones. They're both good. it's difficult because they're good, but they're not elite. But then you'll get some of their like limiteds that they rebrew, and you're like, this is the mountain culture that is like. So yeah, I think sometimes you just got to keep it simple. I just feel like breweries these days they're just pushing the envelope too far and trying all this new stuff. It's like just go back to the roots, go back to the I don't know what people loved about you and got into your brand for. Anyway, enough bullshit. Back to the beer. But yeah, score for both of them. How the fuck would I score it? With this one, I mean, they're both, to be honest, they're both quite similar. They've both got like a white bready base. This one here, I felt was like, it was sweet, but it was also tart. And like the prominent sort of hop characteristic, I got a lot of like passion fruit, guava, mango, maybe some grapefruit and orange. It was like a little bit grassy. But yeah, it didn't really have much bitterness or dankness or anything like that. And then yeah, and I felt like it drank like as far as being a 6.6%, I felt like it drank like it was higher than that just because of the character. Like it was just full on, like punchy flavour, aroma. Like just it just seemed like there was more to it. And then this one was sort of like I don't know, the next step up from that. It was very similar. But you got a lot of like Nelson character in this one. And on both beers, it doesn't actually it says on this one what hops are in it, but on that first one it didn't. Yeah, so this one it looks like it's Maui Nelson, Citra, but yeah, you've got like the additions of the hop keef and the thiol and all that shit. Yeah, so I got like a white wine characteristic with this one. And yeah, probably a bit more of the tropical and stone fruit. But yeah, they both had very similar characteristics. You could definitely tell this one was a bit bigger in ABV. Had that similar like white bready base. But yeah, I'd probably like score wise, I'd probably say for the leap of faith, it'd be I reckon this would be about a 4.4 out of 5. And then this one would probably be like the double New England IPA. I reckon it'd be around 4.6. Both similar, but yeah, you could definitely tell there was a bit more going on with this one. I'd definitely have to do the old Kool Aid, but I have to finish what's left of it first. Yes. Yeah, true. I reckon yours would go down to about here. I have trimmed mine up a bit recently, but it needs another trim. It's getting a bit ragged. It's all about the hair. I want to grow that hair back. Starting to get, I don't know if you can see, I'm starting to get a little bit of length. Considering I shaved it like a while back, it's growing very quickly. But yeah, I want to get it back down to where it was. Want to get that long hair like Samson. Samson lost his strength. And cheers for stopping in, Chris. Always good to see you, brother. Yeah, dude, definitely. I would say, as far as all the characteristics go, it's definitely thylized. And if you don't see the word thylized, you'll see phantasm. That's the same thing. Phantasm's is sort of the brand name. And I'm pretty sure it's like all started in New Zealand, in the South Island, and Garage Project had a lot to do with it. But yeah, I better finish this bad boy off and then do a cuvee. I've been going for over an hour. Wow. I do feel like another beer after these, though, I'm going to be honest. Is anyone out there live? So I'll pour old mate in there first, the leap of faith. The leap of faith, it sounds like a wrestling move. He's on the top rope. Here it comes. The leap of faith. And then Roman candle. Speaking of wrestling, isn't there a Roman that's like top of the game in the WWE at the moment? Roman Reigns, that's it. He looks like a bum. Chat GPT. Oh, yeah. Cool. Is there more to come? I like this stream because it's allowed me to have two beers, and I've gone from sober to tipsy very quickly. Yeah. Roman Candle is about to go for the Intercontinental Championship. The leap of faith, it's coming. I used to love the WWE big time. I still hear blokes talking about it at work, like like grown men going, "Oh, did you see last night when he did this and the story turned up?" Part of me's like lame, but then the other part of me's like intrigued, and I'm like, I sort of want to hear what's going on. That's good. Good insight. I like it. What's your bot's name that's in your in your chat? I forgot the name. It's like they're delivering the news for us. It's bloody muggy here, guys. I feel like I'm in fucking Thailand. What's going on? Yeah, what's the name of it though? Doesn't it have a particular name? See, I don't know if I mentioned, but this is the cuvee I'm drinking now. I don't even know if I mentioned it. It pretty much just because they're both very similar beers. It's like it doesn't really taste any different. Maybe just maybe just a little bit bigger in ABV than the first one, and you're just getting that sort of Nelson quality, and that's about it. The rest of it's very samey. And that's what, I'll be honest, that's what sort of annoyed me with their fifth birthday. As much as I love them, and they've brought out all those limited releases, it's like hazy, 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 hazy. Like, give us something different for fuck's sake. If you're going to do birthday beers, you do different styles. Cheers, Gemini. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. I'm just finished afternoon shift, so it's pretty late here at night. It's actually the next day now. I did 2 reviews, and yeah, they're both pretty big beers. So I'll hopefully sleep well tonight. But yeah, I'll be around heaps on like Drew's and Ghosts and all those guys' streams in the next week and a half because I've got work off. So you'll see a bit more of me, mate. Hope you're doing well. Good to hear. Whereabouts are you based again? I can't remember where you are. Dead to me. How are you, Bumpy? Kentucky. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, you're pretty close to like Lep and who else would be in a similar area? Even KC's probably pretty close to that area. Yeah. Surprisingly for an Australian, I'm pretty good with like American geography. I know where most shit is. I know that there's in Kentucky, like the north of Kentucky goes into like a border city, and then you've got Ohio. Cheers, brother. Good to see you. And yeah, I'll let you know about like Treehouse and whatever else. Be good to do a review together, dude. I'm always on the hunt for doing reviews with different people. And yeah, like I don't know if Tanner's ever sent anything to you. He probably has, but I always like had a huge respect for you as a reviewer because I feel like you know a lot more than what you let on. Like you know your fucking shit. Plus, you're a metal man too, which is good. Yeah, yeah, I was on to it. Yeah, as far as James goes, I wasn't. Where does he live? Is he? I'm not sure where he is. I don't know James very well. Like, I've obviously hung out with him on streams and that, but yeah, just not very often. But he's like obviously mates with the same people as me. Yeah. What are you doing, Bumpy? It's too early for you to be up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I thought. He's probably jumping on your lap as we speak. Give me your frozen pizza, Grandpa. Oh, yeah, cool. I feel like Kentucky would be like an underrated state. Like, I feel like it'd be really nice and like relaxed. Um, I just feel like the people there would be like really friendly and yeah, sort of. They probably like wouldn't take any shit. They'd be my kind of people, I reckon. It's like the sort of people you know what you get. That's what I feel with certain states. I feel like I'd fit in there. I'd fit in there. No, I wouldn't fit in there. Like if I went to San Francisco, I'd be like, nah, I'm fucking out of here. This isn't my city. That's awesome. Did he really? It's like hey, Bumpy, Ezra's here. It's like a radio announcer or something. I must admit, though, this beer, as it's getting warm, it's certainly not tasting as good. Certain beer styles let it warm, yes, not with hazy IPAs. Doesn't work. I'm getting hungry now too, which is bad. Don't want to be eating at 2 a.m. One more day of work and a week and a half off. Can't wait. Got a rooftop party in Melbourne, in the city. It's going to be banging. Known as the world's smallest beer festival. It's going to be unfucking real. I still haven't booked accommodation. It's something I should have got onto a long time ago. So I could possibly be sleeping in the streets. Yeah, cool. Are you doing beer and cheese? And if so, what time is it? Because it might be something I can do. I've got the cheese, I've got the beer, but it just depends on the time. I know he's like adjusted the time of certain shows, and it sort of doesn't suit me with the time difference. Woo! Can't believe how muggy it is here. Like it wasn't even that hot today, but tonight it just feels really like that unbearable. Like it'd be hard to sleep sort of temperature, like real humid, real muggy. I'm gonna have to get in my birthday suit, Bumpy. I want to know if anyone's going live because I want to join. Gemini, where's Ghost? Get Ghost to go live. Actually, now that I think of it, Gemini, do you have a channel? I probably should have asked this ages ago. Just because you're always in supportness and that, it's like I always wondered, do you have a channel? Because we need to get around it if you do. I only started mine in fucking. It was pretty much the start of this year, so I've been part of the beer community for fucking yonks, like especially in the UK. Like I was always in the chat and giving people shit and whatever else, like, but just never had the setup at home to actually get up on a camera like this. And everyone's like, "Oh, what are you afraid? Are you nervous?" I'm like, "Not at all. I just don't have the equipment." And then everyone got to know me, and they're like, "Yep, I think he was telling the truth." Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll have to subscribe, mate. I've seen you a couple of times on like panels and stuff. I can't remember who it was you were hanging out with. It wasn't long ago. I remember seeing you up on a panel. I'm like, oh yeah, we know her. Oh, beer and cheese is off. The 1 week where I could possibly make it, and it's off. Dead to me. Yeah. What a nightmare. Yeah, get Ezra a little pooper scooper. Like get him like a little run around excavator or a bobcat or like a little wheelbarrow. He just walks behind. He's got the little scooping. Hey, another shit. That'd be fucking awesome. You need to reward him somehow. Every time he picks up a shit and puts it in the wheelbarrow, you're like, you give him a little bit of candy. 8:30. Yep. Damn it! I was looking forward to it. I've got some cheese sitting there. I even had a beer ready to go with the cheese. You've let me down, Bumpy. You have personally let me down. Who's live? I just want to know one person that's live that I can join. I want to continue this party, but that's the thing. I would go live myself, but I've been live now for an hour and a half, so it's like it's on to someone else to carry the torch. I need to get through whatever's left in my fridge because all the Advent beers are coming soon, and yeah, there won't be much else on offer. But yeah, I think I gave the scores for them. I think I said, what was it, 4.4 for Leap of Faith, Oat Cream IPA. And then I think I gave the other one 4.6, Roman Candle. You ready for the jargon? Quintuple dry hop stylized double New England IPA with Dynaboost and Hotkey. I sound like the guy at the end of a political fucking video that goes camera. Anyway, I think it's time for me to depart. I've had enough of you fools. I need to wrap this shit up. So yeah, mountain culture. Get around them. One of my favourite breweries, based in the Blue Mountains. They have their original location up in Katoomba, up in the top of the mountains, and then they have their new location, which is their big brew pub down in the foothill of the mountains in Emu Plains. Funnily enough, I met a guy tonight from Emu Plains. He goes, "Oh yeah, I used to play rugby there. I scored heaps of tries." I'm like, "Brilliant, buddy." So yeah, fifth birthday. Guys have been killing it ever since they started here. DJ's got a lot of experience in brewing, and yeah, I think he's started his own brewery at the perfect time. So yeah, their beers are available Australia wide, obviously, but also in Southeast Asia. So it's pretty cool. Good to see my mate James from Rampant Lion Beer Reviews drinking their stuff. Hopefully, you can get some more. So yeah, thanks everyone for chiming in. Not sure what it will be tomorrow. I've got a few mixed deliveries turning up. Some stuff from Hop Nation, Banks, Fox Friday, Future, all like pretty decent Aussie breweries. I've also got some Cantillon coming from Belgium. I've got some Three Fontainen in the cupboard. They're also from Belgium. And I've also got some hyped American stuff coming soon. So look out for it all. There's plenty of good shit coming up on the channel. And yeah, you'll probably see us also on miscellaneous brew reviews. My good mate Drewy. I'll be on his streams most days when I'm on holidays, I dare say. As far as the UK goes, maybe Paul and Michelle from Rate My Beer. They've been wanting me to go on some of their shit, so that'll be pretty cool too. They're killing it at the moment with their subscribers too. They just fucking smashed 10,000, so they're going real well. So yeah, get behind those guys, show them some love, and yeah, I'm out of here. Maybe to drink some more beers somewhere else. So thanks, guys, and see you on the next.